Welcome to Research Roundup by Integrated Benefits Institute, the podcast where we dive into the latest trends and research in the workplace health and productivity space. I'm your host, Dr. Sarah Lee Gurlao. Each episode, we will bring you the most recent studies, insightful analyses, and actionable takeaways to help you create a healthier, more productive workplace. Whether you're an employer, a benefits consultant, or a vendor, this podcast is designed to keep you informed and ahead of the curve. Let's get started. You know what surprises a lot of people? When companies moved to hybrid or remote work, most didn't see more absences. They saw fewer. 70% of organizations actually report decreases in absenteeism. Yeah, all those old fears about people taking advantage of flexible work or disappearing from accountability? The data is telling a very different story. This comes from new research by the Integrated Benefits Institute, surveying over 800 HR professionals and executives on what's really happening with absence management in our new world of work. And what we found is fascinating. It's not just about the numbers. It's about redefining one of the most basic ideas in work culture. What does it even mean to be absent? Think about it. If someone logs on after putting their kid to bed, are they absent? If they step away for a doctor's appointment but finish their project that evening, did they really miss work? The old idea of at your desk or you're absent just doesn't fit anymore. And that shift is forcing organizations to completely rethink policies, manager training, and even performance measurement. So where are we right now? More than half, 56% of organizations say hybrid is their main work setup. And here's the thing. This isn't some temporary leftover from the pandemic. This is the new normal. Yet there's a gap, about 16 percentage points, between how many jobs could be remote and how many actually are. It shows that leaders are being cautious and strategic, testing what works and what doesn't before going all in. The industries leading the way probably won't shock you: business services, IT, tech. But here's the twist. Financial services and manufacturing are outperforming expectations. Meanwhile, education and healthcare are still catching up, not because of lack of will, but because of operational realities. You can't fully remote a hospital or a classroom. Now here's an impressive number. 3 out of 4 employers have built new absence management policies specifically for their hybrid or remote teams. Among big companies, that's over 80%. Smaller firms rely more on trust and communication, but once you scale up, structure becomes essential. And the traditional 9-to-5 workday, practically extinct. Only 17% of organizations still expect everyone at their desks during set hours. Everyone else has evolved. About 35% allow employees to work when it suits them. Nearly 30% focus purely on deliverables, and a quarter or so simply define core hours for collaboration. One HR leader summed it up perfectly. When you stop worrying about hours and start caring about outcomes, everything gets better. Productivity, engagement, retention. And the data backs that up. Companies with outcome-based performance models are more than twice as likely to see productivity gains. Those that invest in role-specific manager training, the same. This isn't luck. It's evidence that treating employees like adults works. Now, technology plays a big role here. Over 60% of organizations are tracking absences through HR software. About half use digital self-reporting systems, and brace yourself, almost 20% still use spreadsheets. The surprising part? The fancy HR platforms aren't always the most effective. The research shows the real gains come from employee self-reporting. Those companies are 3 times more likely to reduce unplanned absences. When people own their process, outcomes improve. So let's talk about why people are still taking time away. Illness is still the biggest reason at 57%, but childcare is a close second at 54%. And when you add in other caregiving duties, like supporting aging parents, you're looking at family responsibilities driving nearly 80% of all absences. That's massive. The most vulnerable group are what researchers call dual caregivers. The sandwich generation caring for both kids and older family members. They're twice as likely to experience burnout. The takeaway? If organizations want to reduce absences, They can't just focus on health, they need to address life. Flexible schedules, mental health support, backup care, all of that is becoming the new backbone of workforce strategy. 62% now offer broad flexibility beyond basic remote options. Over half include mental health programs. Fewer than 5% offer no formal support. Wellbeing has become essential to performance. And the future? It's coming fast. 37% of HR leaders expect artificial intelligence and automation to reshape how we predict and manage absences. Picture this: real-time dashboards showing workload balance, predictive models spotting burnout before it happens, automated approvals for short leaves, efficient but still human-centered. Technology isn't replacing empathy, it's augmenting it. But there's something deeper running through all this research. No matter the tools or policies, success lives and dies by trust. 29% of HR leaders said that's their biggest lesson from managing hybrid teams. One put it simply: when people are trusted, they act responsibly. Adults don't need to be babysat. Another said, flexibility and clear expectations. That's the magic combination. And the results prove it. Nearly a third of organizations found flexibility actually improves performance. Here's the bottom line: hybrid and remote work aren't just logistical changes, they're philosophical ones. We're moving from control to trust, from attendance to outcomes, from reacting to supporting, from tracking hours to measuring impact. And the results speak for themselves. 77% of organizations report better productivity with hybrid work. Engagement scores are up too. So maybe the real question for every organization isn't whether hybrid work works. We know it does. The real question is, are you managing it with an old mindset or a new one? Because the best companies aren't just rewriting policies, they're redefining leadership for a new era. That wraps up this episode of Research Roundup by Integrated Benefits Institute. We hope you found the insights valuable and the research thought-provoking. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to our podcast and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us to improve and bring you the content you need. Don't forget to share this podcast with your colleagues and network. Join us next time as we continue to explore the latest trends and research in employee health and well-being and workplace productivity. Until then, stay curious and keep learning.